Ready?
Ready.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of More Life
Diaries
Podcast. It's officially changed to More Life Podcast as of this episode. It may be an executive decision to do so.
I accept.
So I believe this is episode number 4, and we're filming this and recording this the night before leaving on our big journey. So this is our last episode for the Nook, from the Nook, and live from Toronto, Canada, the little Nook. So it's been a long couple of weeks, and
extremely long last few days. So we have a lot to talk about here. And on the podcast today, we're going to be covering what we've been doing the last few days, and sort of the experiences that we've had, saying goodbye, and our takeaways from how that's been, what that felt like, and some tips for anyone out there who is thinking of making a big move, whether it's abroad or across the country or just a big change in general. Goodbyes are hard.
Yeah, goodbyes are always hard, and it's felt like we've had like 6 months worth of goodbyes at this point.
What is More Life Diaries? This is our journey. More Life Diaries Podcast.
Just before we get into it, my name's Mark.
I'm Kat.
And for those that are new to the channel, we've literally sold everything that we have and are renting and are taking a road trip down to Mexico for an undetermined amount of time with our 2 kids, Bassi and Callie. So please subscribe, please like, comment, review, all the good stuff to keep us going, keep us pushing forward. And we're here the night before leaving.
It's less than 12 hours from departure time.
How are you feeling?
I'm exhausted. I don't know. It's like this anxious feeling of like, I just want to go. Like I keep saying, and I know I've said it to you before, like that feeling before your exam where you can't stop studying, you can't stop looking at things because you just want to make sure everything is crammed in there. Like I just want to write the exam. I just want to get in the car and start going because I feel like there's nothing else we can do.
Yeah.
Here, almost.
Well, I feel like there's a lot
that
of stuff we can do. And that's kind of been where we've been at the last couple of days, where we've had to say goodbyes to close ones, and also packing and getting things ready
and cleaning
and still more decluttering after 6-7 months of decluttering. So it's just been and still working as well.
And taking care of 2 little kids.
Taking care of 2 kids. So it's just been a lot, and a lot of emotions, but also just physically a lot, like going to bed at 2 or 3 in the morning, waking up at 6 or 7. And we're trying to leave without regretting not doing something, or damn, I forgot, this thing. But at some point you just need to pull the Band-Aid off and get her going. So you want to talk about a little bit the emotional aspect of the last couple days. We feel drained physically, emotionally,
it's
mentally.
been a lot. Like Mark said, it's been like 6 months of getting our family sort of ready for this. And, I think a lot of them were hoping we'd change our mind. But yeah, it's just been dealing with that, I think mostly for like I'm excited to go and I want to go and I can't wait to go, but I guess it's like a guilt thing with a lot of people that you feel like you're leaving them behind. Um I think mostly like parents and siblings and stuff like that. And I think that guilt for me anyways, it allows that self-doubt and sort of apprehension to kind of kick in and like makes me question, is this the right choice? Should I stay? And all of those things. And I mean, the reality is that I don't want to stay. I want to go, but it's just the guilt that's kind of talking and making me feel, you know, guilty, sad, and that maybe I should change my mind. But
Yeah, the guilt's hard. It's important to say that me and Kathleen are out of like the our parents' children, the ones that would see our parents most often.
mhm.
Um, and then the kids kind of get babysat on rotation on a weekly basis. So we've almost felt like that sense of yeah, I don't not the sense of like I don't know how to say it, like the sense of having to see them. And it is like we do enjoy it, but that's when we do feel the guilt come up when, we're deciding to
It's like we're taking
break
them
apart from
away
that. Yeah,
from, yeah, and
exactly.
we feel guilty about that.
And yeah, it's just been very hard to deal with that aspect of it. But that being said, the pull towards what we're doing and ultimately our goal has been getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And if we were to ignore that and just try to go back living the life that we were living, we would just be unhappy. Like
Hmm.
we weren't unhappy before. We were happy, but I think now we would be unhappy
Yeah.
because we were so close, because the pull was so great and the thought was there. It's like you have the greatest idea in the world and then you just try to forget about it.
Well, it's not only that, we had a great idea and we've worked for months towards that idea to
Mhm.
just be like, no, change our mind. It's like it's really difficult. And I think uh, yeah,
Yeah, and
it's
it's not even like we work towards it, and we'll touch a little bit more on that after, but we work towards it and have always wanted to continue
yeah.
pushing for it. So it's not like we were just, we put it out there, so we have to fulfill it, or else we'll look dumb, or we'll
Yeah,
look this, or we'll look
it's
that.
not like an ego or pride thing
Yeah.
that we feel like we can't change our mind now. It's I think the whole process itself has changed us. It has grown us. We've learned a lot of new skills through it. And yeah, it's what we're looking forward to and we want to do. So I guess this kind of brings in our topic of, our tips from the last few days, weeks, months, on saying goodbye and how to handle those feelings. So basically, our three tips are number one, to remind yourself of your why. Like whatever it is, like let's just take the example of moving abroad or moving away. You made that decision for a reason. So remind yourself of what that reason is. And like if you're just embarking on that kind of journey, write your reasons down, write your whys down so that when you inevitably face that self-doubt, you can review it and remind yourself of why you're doing it. And reversely, if you're looking at that why and you're like, this doesn't really apply to me anymore, or like I don't feel this way, like you can have that sort of honest kind of conversation with yourself of like, this why is outdated now and
Mhm.
it's not the life I'm living. So maybe I can make a change or I can go back on that decision. The second one I'd say is imagine yourself not going. I know we touched on this just a minute ago, but just imagine, okay, we're just going to go back to our jobs. We're going to live here. We're going to kind of go forget about this dream and just go on with life as it was. And how does that make you feel? What feelings like come up? And, if you're those feelings are bad. Like for me, if I imagine just not going, if we just were like, okay, like unpack the car, we're staying, it's like this defeated, deflated feeling of like, and like this sort of longing for what I had wanted. So right away for me, that just tells me like, no, like you need to go, like you need to do this, even if it doesn't work out, like you need to do it, you need to try.
And I think it's important to note, and I know we both feel this way, is that we feel like we are new people from what we used to be. And we've kind of been playing this dual role where we're like continuing in this sort of status quo where we're still here and we're still working and we're still doing these things, but we have shed that old skin. And it's almost like the things that we're doing now that we were doing before we're uncomfortable with, right? That's where we're at now. So that's not even an option to us for us to just back away. And that's a testament to our why. Our why is so strong and we feel so passionate about it that every day that we think about it, it becomes stronger and stronger and the pull gets greater and greater. So to us, that why, it was never in question. And that's how we know that for something this big, for our family, it is very important to us. And that's never changed.
Right. And then just going back to, like imagining if you didn't go and those feelings that come up, and also the self-doubt and stuff that comes up with, saying goodbye. And I mean, the whole why thing. I think it's really important to sit with those feelings, the self-doubt, the fear, the anxiety, whatever is coming up. I think it's super important to just like kind of examine those and figure out where they're coming from and why as well. Just because, and I think we'll probably have another podcast on this in the future, but those, in my experience, those feelings come back to you a few weeks after you arrive. Like if you're moving abroad, if you're moving away, that culture shock, those same fears, those same anxieties and like apprehensions kind of come back and resurface when you've hit that level of culture shock, like or that period of culture shock. So it's good to kind of identify what those are and where they're coming from.
I can honestly say that when that first taco hits my lips, I will not regret anything.
That's the honeymoon stage of like, the whole
I'm going to eat tacos for 3 weeks past the honeymoon stage.
And then you're going to get that Montezuma's revenge and then that culture shock kicks in.
That ain't shit. I've had that here.
It's true. It's true.
I have that.
It will be something. It's always something for everyone. It's a different thing.
No, yeah, anyways, it's always different.
And it's, there's always something in another. It doesn't have to be another country. It can just be another place that, you miss home.
And you feel lost and you feel like, what did I do? And yeah, I mean, we're prepared for it. We've done it before.
We'll get into that another time. But I'm just saying, if it's your first round of moving or making a big change, you need to like understand where those fears are coming from.
And maybe that won't happen. Maybe like it'll just feel right and it'll feel like home.
Maybe.
And you never know.
You never know. We'll see. We'll let you know
in
a few weeks.
Just we're both crying. Why? I can't drive back. It's too far.
It's too far.
Just leave the car there. Fly back.
Yeah. And the third one is just a real quick, like, ask yourself and like, don't think about it. What do you want right now? Like, what is it that you want to do?
Drive to Mexico. Good answer.
Yeah. Or whatever your answer is, right? Like if you're like, I don't want to go anymore, like you be honest with yourself, right? Just, whatever that reaction is. There's no doubt for us, obviously. So it's hard to like really see the other side of it for us. Like we're ready to go. But,
and it's important too, that we sat with this for many months, right? From the inception of the thought to where we are now. Like there's been a lot that has happened, and it's not like we decided last week that we were going and then this week we're going, so we didn't have time to process those feelings and those thoughts and to look at the why. Like we've really sat with this for a long time because it is such a big move, And yeah, it's just like it's not an impulsive thing, you know what I
No.
mean?
I think people think it is because we're kind of just like, hey, yeah, we're moving to Mexico.
And then that being
We drop
said,
that bomb
and
on
that
people.
yeah,
but
that being said, we drop bombs on people that we were like we told them recently, so they probably think that it's like it was just a quick idea and we're
no,
out. But
we've been
our
plotting,
our
guys.
family members have known for
For
quite some
some yeah.
time. And yeah, that's even part of like the the emotional part of it. Like since we did tell them, like whether or not they believed us or they're like we're hoping we're staying or whatever, like it has been like a constant goodbye every time we've been
Yeah.
seeing them.
Are you still going? The like, I
It's-
think yeah, there's
It's
some
been like hard
hope,
to deal with that.
yeah, for us, but
But we're still
yeah.
going if you're watching this. And you're wondering-
We're-
if you're a family member and you're wondering, we are still going.
We're already
So-
there by the time you see this.
So yeah, this last couple of weeks has been, a lot of goodbyes and a lot of work and squeezing in, everyone that wants to see us. So
And we want to see them
we
too.
want to see everyone,
It's
but
just-
it is so busy and so hard, and then everyone wants to come on the same days, and
Mhm.
everyone's busy with stuff.
And we were
So
actually supposed to leave today, but because of all the
the stuff
goodbyes
that
and the stuff that we had to
goodbyes
do,
and the
like,
stuff that we had to do, it was like
impossible.
yesterday was a crazy day. Today was busy.
Mhm.
Our plan today was to
enjoy the day.
enjoy the day, have everything ready to go, and then tomorrow, cars packed, everything. Tomorrow we just hop in the car and leave. And we still have stuff to do tomorrow now.
The
so-
car is pretty ready.
the
We
car's
did not-
packed, but there's more to put in.
We didn't enjoy the day so much.
Yeah. So,
but there was bits of the day we definitely enjoyed. But yeah, it's been busy.
mhm.
And yeah, that's one thing I think I have a regret. Like I wish we had a night to just like enjoy in our home and say goodbye to it.
Mhm.
That I
And-
felt like rushed putting the kids to bed and
Yeah, a night in our home, and also just doing the stuff that we love, like around our area, right? Like
Mhm.
we squeezed in a nice little like croissant and coffee this morning. But after that we parted ways and we're both running errands separately, so we didn't really get to enjoy it. And I think that is one of the big regrets that I'll have looking back. It's like, I wish I had that like last moment. That being said, we've had many moments to
Yeah.
enjoy here. So it's like whenever something is good, you want to hold on to it for as long as you can. But realistically, sometimes it's just better to leave in a good way, and you
Mhm.
leave those good memories in your head, and then we've had so many here. So
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, yeah. What was the hardest part for you of the last few days? Hardest goodbye?
The hardest part or the hardest goodbye, or both?
Both.
Hardest part would be dealing with the things we hadn't planned for necessarily. So like, our dishwasher broke down and then couldn't get it fixed, so we had to bring it back, and like everything did all that yesterday, and that took obviously like many hours, and we couldn't afford those many hours, which is why we're here today still. So just like the stuff that was last minute that came out of nowhere that we had to do. And I was also working like full time up until today. So dealing with all of that was very hard. And then the hardest goodbye, obviously saying goodbye to family, my parents, your parents, but it's like we didn't get to, or I didn't anyways, get to properly spend the time with and say goodbye because I was so busy.
Mhm.
I wish like they would have come over and we would have just all hung around the living room and then just talked for a few hours, or like gone for a walk, like did something fun, rather than me working, my parents doing stuff, everyone's like running around doing shit. So it's not like the way I would have liked to say goodbye, but we will see them and hopefully your parents in Mexico as well in the next couple of months. So again, it's just one of those things like you want to enjoy every moment here while it's here, but there's really good moments to come and stuff that experiences that we've never experienced before with them. So that's kind of like, sorry, I'm just rambling on, but
Okay.
and that's kind of like a positive of leaving our family is that we would like to change the family dynamic. We found for ourselves that we were like, comfortable in the routine. And it's the same thing with our parents. They're like comfortable in the routine. They babysit every week. It's always the same thing.
Hmm.
It's been the same thing for the last couple of years. We're doing the same shit we're doing 2 years ago,
Yeah.
without the pandemic. But we need to break that cycle because you're not learning anything in comfort. You're not experiencing new things in comfort. And we want to give that to our parents. We want to give them new experiences, especially later on in life. Like you don't stop living life when you're 65, 70 years old.
Yeah.
You should still seek more life, more experiencing, more love. And that's what we're pushing. That's like what we want for them. That's our gift to them later on in life.
Well, and our gift to our kids too.
Yeah.
Very well said.
Thank you.
And was there a hardest goodbye for you? Just
Nice
your
saying
parents? Oh,
goodbye, parents.
parents.
And like close friends too.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have some dope friends here, so close friends too. What about you?
Hardest part. I mean, yeah, the last few days was pretty hectic. I mean, I agree with you on the whole dishwasher situation, but I think overall the last few days were hard. I kind of wish we left right after Thanksgiving because I think that weekend we did have like those were the goodbyes I think that you wish you had, right? Like we had time with my family, we had time with your family last weekend. I
Yeah.
should say maybe
Yeah.
last weekend.
Canadian Thanksgiving.
Canadian Thanksgiving.
Big shout out.
And then the weekend after with your family. And we had those moments. And I think because you always want those last goodbyes to be on the last day. And that there's so much pressure and so many other things to do that I think, yeah, you remember your last days as being hectic and crazy. But if you remember the weekend before, which we had, a lot of time with them, and the weekend before that with my family, or was it the day after? No, the weekend before. Yeah, I think if it would have been like a more sweeter goodbye, a more sweet goodbye. And hardest goodbyes, yeah, like I think I feel so like the grandparents for sure, number one. Bestie, I miss her too. Just like I just want everyone to come down and like join us selfishly. But not selfishly because I think they'd like it.
And like most of our good close friends will come and visit, and that's what we want to. Like I've told my friends, like, we always reminisce on cool trips that we've done, camping or Montreal or Ottawa or PEC. And we've already lived those experiences and we've done those things. And we always talk about, let's go back camping next summer and let's go back and, to this beach next summer. And I see it as we already did that. What else can we do to have new memories? Like, yeah, it's fun to relive old memories, but sometimes those happy memories are best kept, in your head, like in your thoughts and your heart. So what else can we do together? It's the same thing with our grandparents. We want to give them new experiences, but the same thing with our friends. Like we want them there. We want to sit beachside with a cocktail and just looking out at the ocean and just talk about life, And yeah, and the ones that visit will visit, and we're going to have those sick experiences together. And hell, they might love it and stay with us. So
Yeah,
you
we're
never
hoping.
know.
If you're
You never know.
watching, we have
If you're
plans for
watching, come stay with us. Yeah. And it's been hard too because we've met some cool people throughout the last couple years that you always wish, as recent as this year even.
Mhm.
And
You wish we had more time
and
with
you
them.
wish you have more time with them, and you wish you had known them before, because like they're cool people, we vibe with them. So um, yeah, it's always like you wish you met them 5-6 years ago when you were in the city.
Mhm.
And that was always our thing. Like we lived in the city, but we're like, as adults, it's so hard to,
To make
to make new
friends,
friends. And then in the last year or so, we've been making all these new friends.
And now we're leaving.
And
We
now
have
we're
to
leaving
start
them.
again. Yeah.
We're sick. Sick puppies. But yeah, those are the friendships that we, will always hold down. Like we'll
Mhm.
always have those friends. We'll always talk. We'll make the
Make the
effort
effort to
to
stay in contact.
stay in contact and FaceTime. Like, through technology these days, it's so easy to be close to someone, even though you're physically distanced from them. So, yeah, very emotional. I know, like, it hasn't hit yet that we're leaving tomorrow, just because we've kind of just
We haven't had the time to
like
sit.
probably like adrenaline.
Yeah.
You're just rolling on adrenaline, trying to do 1,000 things, but you're not sitting. And then, we'll be sitting in the car going somewhere, and eventually, I'm sure it'll hit.
Yeah, there's just
Yeah.
lots of distractions. The distraction of moving, the distraction of the road trip, arriving a new city. That's what I'm telling you, like that culture shock, that homesickness that will hit.
Once that sweet Texas brisket hits, I'm gonna cry. We're
Yeah, well, we're excited for a lot of things that are coming up.
Yeah, I
and-
think, sad to leave, but excited about so much.
Mhm.
And, that never faded, that excitement and that drive and the motivation and getting better at our craft, writing, blogging, vlogging, doing videos. Like we wouldn't have put this much time and effort and money into something that at this point, like we weren't 1000% sure on.
Yeah.
To me, the way I feel it is that I've never been so clear and so sure of myself than I am now.
Same.
Same page.
Except for when I met you. I'm just kidding. That's so corny.
I'm blushing.
Oh, sleep deprived, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's true. You told me that before.
No, I didn't. It's fine.
But yeah, beside, Kathleen's corniness, moving on. Yeah, it's just a cool thing. And the friends that we love, that have had our back, they're all happy for us, and also positive about it,
Yeah,
and
very supportive.
very supportive. And that's how we know that we are moving in the right direction.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what else you want to touch on?
I think that I'm good. That's nothing for me. Like just it's
So
been a
what's next? What's going on tomorrow?
tomorrow. We still have things to do. A couple,
errand.
some bank runs, some just little printing, photocopying stuff that we have to do. And
Finish packing, cleaning the house,
cleaning.
and then we will leave, hopefully in a timely manner.
Yeah.
Not too late. Where are we heading?
Defiance, Ohio.
Defiance, Ohio. Hey, everyone listening from Defiance, rate, review, comment the podcast.
It's your time to shine.
It's your time to shine. Shout out to Defiance, man. You guys hold it down. We haven't been yet, but we already know you guys are cool, man. vibe.
Let us know where to go.
Yeah, let us know where to go.
I tried to Google it and nothing was just coming up.
Yeah, it is. You guys aren't even on the map. Stay low key. But yeah, we're just going through Detroit. We're gonna hit up Defiance for a little bit, and goal is to show you guys everything. The trip, Defiance, the first raw footage of Defiance. It's never been on tape.
Could be a really cool town.
No, it's cool. Our goal is to document the trip, and that will be part of More Life Diaries, like the YouTube series.
Yeah, we're gonna do our itinerary for anyone who is thinking of doing the drive to Mexico or the drive to Texas, whatever, from Canada. Border crossings, toll roads, hotel. Like we'll like tally up the cost.
Yeah, everything, and we want to be transparent on everything that happens, and also just show you guys like the cool shit that we see, and just really show you guys everything that would make you comfortable with doing such a thing, if that is your dream or if that's what you want to do. And if it isn't, then make you comfortable with and motivated with following what your why is.
Yeah.
And on that note, guys,
we need to go finish cleaning.
We need to go finish cleaning, and then we'll go to bed in 4 hours and wake up in 6 hours. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening.
Stay tuned.
Good night. Stay tuned. More Life Podcast. We're out.